plasticnews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. plasticnews.com. Don't forget the IQ. plasticnews.com.
He was the first person to say, we should put comic books in plastic cases and grade them. He told George Lucas to hold on to the merchandising rights, and 3 3/4 would be the perfect scale for the figures. When the owner of Playmates Toys asked him how to compete with the big guys, he gave him his extra copy of TMNT #1. He is the most important collector in the universe.
I don't always need a grail, but when I do, I go to holygrailtoys.com. Keep hunting, my friend.
Well, it's that time, and Chad decided he was going to wait till last minute, obviously, to catch up on some news.
No,
welcome in.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Also, we were like a minute late, and that's we're gonna blame that on me, I guess. That's where that's landing.
Definitely.
No. That was a collective issue. That was collective.
That's fine. I'll take. That works. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. This is the 3rd episode of Energon War Room. Again, this topic was decided last time, and like book clubs, only less nerdy and more entertaining. That's basically what Energon War Room is, and we decided last time that we were going to go over Duke because we went over Commander Cobra last time. So pretty excited about this, but as always, we're going to hit this up and just connect with everybody. And then also there's some interesting news we've been talking about and spewing in our own brains that we want to go over about the Joe community actually at this point. So let's see what everyone's saying.
Time is a made-up construct.
True.
It is.
If you just get rid of your watches and your clocks, you don't have to show up for anything.
Yeah. Just get there when you get there.
Yeah, exactly. What is that? What country is it that got rid of clocks? Because it's like they're like light time almost the entire year. So they were like, yeah, just go to sleep when you want and wake up when you want, and no one really cares. And I'm like, that's awesome. Anyways, let's go.
Hemisphere, little country or something.
Yeah. We got Zakanin yard work.
Look, yard work's good for you. It builds character.
It does.
Something to be proud of.
Obviously, he's doing it for free, so it means we got to get some. Some people to have him paid to do their yard work. Duke, I saw a giant robot. Government? No, you did not.
Did you though?
Did you really see it? Did you really see it?
Yeah.
Commander Bly, have a great show, fellas. Gotta join the replay crew. Hey, whatever works.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. We'll remember that. That's cool.
Beans and Franks. Just Jeff is trying to be different than everyone else because most people say Franks and Beans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Nico Tronus.
Yeah.
Yard. What is with everyone doing yard work?
No, that's what happens when you own a house, man. You're supposed to do yard work.
Yeah.
Yard work is good for your soul.
It does.
Yeah. I remember doing it when I was younger because my dad was mad at me. My dad literally one time was like, I need you to go to mow the lawn. And this guy came out and stood there and watched me and then literally told me, well, I'm going to go back inside because my lemonade's starting to sweat.
Yeah. Build character, though, man.
That's my every Saturday morning. I put on my yard gloves and I go outside and I pull weeds and I mow and I get the edger and the trimmer and and I'm manicuring trees and stuff. I love it.
That's awesome. Kenneth the Band, Chad Holes, what's up? Welcome in.
Yeah, buddy.
Brandon R80. I don't know why YouTube started adding these numbers.
Just Brandon R. It's
Yeah, Brandon R. Largo's in there. Who else we got in here? Oh, look,
Brown Coat's here.
where's it? Oh, where's he at?
Wham.
There you go.
What's up, man? Welcome in. Oh,
Everybody else,
everyone's in there. So fellas, what's kind of what's your thoughts on what has been going around since there's been a big switch up of the Joe team over at Hasbro? Good evening, Mother Slug.
You want to go first, chat?
No.
Okay. Build up to Maddox. Look, I think
no.
I think Hasbro has it's going to do what it's due. It's a corporation. Everyone knows this. Look, if these guys left and their life is going to be better, more power to them. It's hard to work for a corporation and not be eliminated at one point. That's eventually going to happen. So, if they went over to a better opportunity, again, I hope so. I think a lot of people are talking about doom and gloom from the Transformers and everything there, and from G.I. Joe. Look, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to, they're going to have new people come in. They're going to have old people come out. This is what always happens, man. I hope it's, these guys is going to be better. I don't know if G.I. Joe's going to be better. We'll see. We always know that, designers have things that's already in the pipeline. So they didn't just leave them, on high ground. But it is what it is, man. I think we're waiting for new and interesting things to emerge from, I think, the independents now, more corporations. So that's my spielo.
All things G.I. Joe is eternal. Yeah, I talked about this. I think it was on Wednesday. But the reality is that they left. It's fine. Everyone changes and switches up. They had the same thing with the Black Series. Everyone left and changed it up, and we started seeing other things come out. But they already have their plans for the remainder of the year, probably into next year. But it was around before them. It'll be around after them. I think that they played a big part in it, but I am somebody that is on the fence either way around. I think it's going to give someone else the opportunity to get in. The thing that was interesting to me is there was a lot of controversy over them leaving, right? Like, oh, Lenny left, or this person left, or they're doing this and they're not doing that. But these are all the same people that were also bitching because they were doing a snow cap for HasLab. So like for me, it's like, look, so it's a big thing that they leave. It is, yeah, that no one's taking that away from it. But what I have a problem with is that it's just like it's like I just don't want to see what I don't want to see, right? Like we had a problem with it. You had a problem with everything that Joe was releasing, that they were releasing for however long, but also now you're upset because these people are gone. But then you were also just mad at them for doing a HasLab, but we forgot about that. So now we're going to be upset that they're not there. And so it's the downfall of classified. And maybe that's true. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a little annoying when we just ignore one side of it because it's a big impact to whatever happens. Right. So that's kind of where I stand, which is like, they'll be around after, to be fair, the Black Series lost everybody, but then just dropped bangers for Star Wars collectors the next version. So is that something that happens with classified? I don't know, but I don't necessarily think classified is doomed. I think that you do have people like Hiya Toys and things like that doing really, really good on 4-inch figures. So you got to kind of start putting everything into perspective and lining up on like what does make sense, right? So that's where I'm at. I don't know, Chad.
My turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, don't worry, we have 45 minutes you can go on. So
that's okay. I'll set my timer.
Next time, Duke.
Yeah. Join us next month when we actually get into the topic, kids.
Yeah.
Okay. there's a lot of layers to that onion. One, the Snowcat HasLab isn't the team's doing, it's the boss's doing, right?
Yeah.
That price point was locked in, it was done, and the bosses said, no. Make them pay for the molds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all there was to it. Anybody who thinks otherwise, I'm sorry, welcome to toy collecting. The next HasLab is obviously, it's going to be the Thunder Machine. They're going to finish out the Dreadnoks with the Thunder Machine. The rest of the OG-13 are coming. All of this stuff sort of leads to other things. Now, a lot of the, hey, don't look at that. Look at this over here, especially like what M.A.S.K was doing. The Joe team have done that time and time again, right? When they killed Pursuit of Cobra, and then they were like, no, but we're doing these retaliation figures, and then we'll come right back to Pursuit of Cobra. Like, Robert's Infinite Realms just did a great video on that. Emily's not taking over shit. She's marketing. She is not a designer. She's a marketer. That's all she is, right? She does the QVC streams, period.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joe is being licensed out left and right. Super 7's got it. Haya's got it. They need to do something with that Haya contract so people can get the Haya Joes more easily in Western markets. But does Hasbro care? They're still getting their licensing money, so whatever. It is what it is. There is got to be a reason. Yeah, get out of here.
My bad.
There's got to be a reason why those three specific dudes wind up at Boss Fight Studio. You don't leave a company that's in Rhode Island that's moving to Massachusetts for another company in Massachusetts for no reason. All three of them.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Lenny's kind of part of why Corey got thrown under the bus. If everybody remembers that. Whatever, regardless, you have the three dudes that were designers on 6-inch Joe over at Boss Fight Studios now. How many people 5 years ago would have said, yeah, Super 7's going to get a fucking O-ring G.I. Joe license?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, things happen for a reason. It just wait for it. Wait for it.
So what you're saying is they left over to go to Boss Fight to make sure Boss Fight knew how to do Joe's, so that in mid 2026 Hasbro will acquire Boss Fight Studios.
What's the ramp up period for a wave of figures? What's the ramp up? So we already know that they have at least the next 12, if not 18 months worth of figures laid out, right? They did the name reveals, the digital renders, the QVC, right? All their little three-part bullshit that they always do. Everybody knows what's coming. Now in Yojo June, they're going to announce some more stuff that's going to probably push it to the next 18 months. How long would it take Boss Fight quietly behind the scenes to ramp up a Joe line?
Sure.
About that time frame.
Yeah.
And people could say, oh, no, because they won't take a 6-inch Joe line from Hasbro proper and give it over to a freaking licensor. Okay, well, look what just happened with DC.
Yeah.
Right? From McFarlane back to Mattel. So am I saying it's 100% concrete? No. But if you eliminate the improbable, as Spock says in Star Trek 6, there you go. I'm just saying that's what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Now, what we were talking about backstage, and the reason why we were late, is because we were talking about, okay, so Hasbro's doing this, they're doing that. We all know what Chris Cox's vision is for the company. He doesn't care about the Hassenfeld legacy. He doesn't care about Pawtucket. He doesn't want to make toys. He wants to license shit out, buy properties, make games, make all the money off of Magic the Gathering and Monopoly Go. Okay, fine, whatever. But in all of this shuffle, the Transformer Joe collabs quietly dead.
Yep.
Mobat Prime had a product number. Hound Vamp had a product number. Those were coming out. When I was this close to Lenny's face in San Diego Comic-Con, And I brought it up, and he's like, "What? What? I can't talk about that." And I'm like, yeah. So, and here's the reality of it. We talk about Energon.
Yeah.
Part of what we talk about with Energon is, why are there no Energon toys? Why are there no freaking baby Yodas for 2 years? Because it's always the catch-up thing. Are we ever going to see like a true Energon stamped line before the hype and the goodwill is just kind of every day and nobody really cares anymore? Once the Transformer Joe collab stuff was killed, even though it's not Energon, that was probably the best avenue to get it.
Yeah, true.
Aside from the onesie twosies like Night Force Beachhead, which, by the way, that just took from the Real American Hero collection post 97 Beachhead.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's going to be up to the customizers if you want to see any Energon, which there's a lot of great stuff out there.
Yeah. And the reality is, there's flavors out there for anybody. If you want 6-inch, like a dolly only line, there it is.
Yeah.
Whatever the future of that's going to be, I'm sure it'll be something. There's still lots of O-ring. I mean, there's more people and independent lines making O-ring figures now than there ever has been before. Not just O-rings, but true 1/18 scale 4-inch modern constructions. There's way more options available to anybody. So I don't see it as the sky is falling. It's just, change is inevitable. Everyone just needs to remember, Hasbro has always been G.I. Joe's worst enemy. And I don't say that in any kind of malicious way. They will kill it at a moment's notice and then not say shit for 6 months.
Yeah.
They've done it since the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope we get 10 more.
Yes. Well, we already got Caramel Crunch Snake Eyes. So
exactly. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. I think again, my perspective on it is, start really supporting these independent lines, because you're gonna get more original stuff from them than any option out there. And these guys are putting hard work in. And Energon 2-pack to start with Duke and Baroness. I would love that, actually. There was an AI thing we were talking about that looked fantastic. And I'm like, it's common sense, but it's only common sense to people on this side of the camera. For some strange reason in the corporate world, that doesn't make common sense.
I never made my old snake out of Hush. I didn't do that yet.
Got to do that, man. You definitely got to do that, man.
Right over there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be on this episode. We were going to reveal that.
Yeah.
Look, I work on re-retired time now. So.
Exactly, man. Just sitting by the dock of the bay.
Yeah, I don't have deadlines.
There you go. Well, like I said again, we thank everybody for popping in, but the subject at hand, in which we always love you guys to switch up the subject any other time, is about, I would say, something we're all passionate about. But, look, we talked about the Void Rivals, episode 1, how to get into reading Energon Universe. And then episode 2, we went about Corporate Commander, and it was a deep dive in all the lore. But let's be honest, when you start thinking about G.I. Joe, and you don't want to get pissed off about the 250th anniversary debacle at Walmart, you start thinking there's only one Duke. And this was a great mini series. And like we were talking about, I'm trying to think of it now. I'm spacing out on the movie on Netflix that was Alan Richardson's. This almost seemed like it was hand in hand, the Duke series, to that and everything. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, Zerkan. But most definitely, man, I think about Duke and how the structure and the plan and how it moved, as it's a great miniseries, man, and it ties up everything before you need to get into G.I. Joe.
Yeah. And it intertwines with Transformers, Destro, Scarlet, Cobra Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do a really good job of that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Browncoat says, personally, G.I. Joe survived Kirk Bazigian and all the godfathers that created the brand leaving. So why is Lenny and Tony going to make any big difference? Yeah, there you go. Like,
That's true.
If any one person had the most impact on G.I. Joe post 1979, it was Kirk Bazigian.
Yeah.
Like everything that you've looked at for the past 40 some odd years is Kirk Bazigian's brainchild. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him and Bob Prupus. Yeah. It's our dude. It's a dual stream, Brian.
You never cross the streams. It's a Ghostbuster rule. So they're on. So I don't know how much. I know that we said we were going to go over so Duke has been releasing single issues since. We said specifically we were going to go and talk through mostly the volume 1. So it'd be all the way up until was that issue 5, I think, was released. There might have been another one. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to be going through. And it's really kind of like it's really broken up into I would say maybe like 4 or 5 different parts. You have like the First Contact and the cover up. We'll get into that. You have Going Rogue to figure out some version of a conspiracy. Then part 3, we'll get into a little bit about the escalating action and other threats. Then we have the birth of Joe in the pit, and then we'll get into the ultimate anti-transformer stance. How's that sound? Pretty good?
Love it. What's up, Jedi Ben? Good to see you, man.
Pretty good. What's going on? Volume 1. Was there anything that really stood out to any of you when you were reading through this and prepping, or after you read it for the first time?
I love the artwork. I think it has a way of, like, it's postmodern, but yet also has a little bit of a retro feel to it. Mm-hmm. So it stands, like, when you're reading it, it's more like you can see it being made in the 80s, but yet also with the artistic styles of the day. So I think that's the best thing about the artist, that he kind of captured that over. I like Josh does a great job in his writing of Duke, and like making Duke basically your ultimate hero. It's like there's other members of G.I. Joe, but it gives Duke the importance of, like, team leader, 100% the guy that's going to pull you through the fire. It's reminiscent of a little bit of, I would say, Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible. The Ethan Hunt character. He is the guy that you need to pull you out of any fire. And then I like the fact is that as we get through, he's had a dramatic downfall, and he's trying to come up terms of this. So you see a guy at the height of what he is and what he does, and then you see a broken character. And for the rest of the miniseries, he's rebuilding himself back up. I like the strive of a hero that has to struggle and then try to gain something. So I think they did a great job with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I think that Alex nailed it, right? Because not only do they establish Duke as a soldier, like, and this is before he's a first sergeant. Like, even look there on his arm, he's a master sergeant. He's not the first sergeant, right? He's not the top kid. He's not the highest enlisted person in the organization known as G.I. Joe yet. He's just a freaking soldier's soldier. Like, he is the master of his craft. They firmly establish him as that from the get, but they got to give him that hero's journey. So it's the establishment, the fall, like, and pretty much the rebirth of who is Duke, what makes Duke Duke, right? Who is Conrad Hauser? And did anything stand out to me? Make me big. Make me big. Make me big. That's what she said. Make me big. Make me big, Chet.
I'm
making it. It's not. Let me. Okay, there you go.
That. I know we aren't there yet, but oh man, that dual panel. Come on, man. Just look at that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, you can not make me big.
Nope.
No.
Nope, sir. That is what you get. Yeah, no, that's a
But
that's
I got to say, Alex nailed it. What's up, Crystal? Good to see you.
Yeah, I think that's the I love stories where again a character has to go through a form of turmoil and then pull himself out of it. And I think yeah, it's Trash dropping that knowledge. He always is. He always
Yeah.
is. um, I love when a character has to struggle with something because you want to see because it makes you feel connected to it and everything. High end boss flight, yeah, Hasbro. We'll see. We'll see. Um, it's yeah, no, don't worry about it. Zombie figure. You got their finger, you got it. Don't worry. We love when people come in late, come when people come in early and everything. But that's I think that made it to me, and I think also that he's haunted by one event throughout the entire miniseries. And it's this moment that basically he sees in front of him, and it's kind of got quick. Someone reminds me again, he sucks. Wow, man, come on, man.
You don't have to read them
Wow.
all. I'm just sharing.
No, I
with
just
everybody.
like wow, come on, man. But I think that's the thing. It's the haunting situation that drives him. He's got something. Also, too, I will say I love General Hawk in this. Well, actually, Colonel Hawk at this moment, but
Colonel, yeah.
he comes in and like my man is like, he shows why he's got that rank and what he's doing and how he's running the Joe team. Brilliant, man. Again, Josh is doing a fantastic job with this, but I think the art really nailed it on this. I felt like I was watching a movie almost.
Just the fact that it shows his friend not in that kind of reverse silhouette who's ejecting right in front of Starscream and Starscream's winding up.
Yeah, this is
the
wild.
way they did that with the white on the black versus the other way around. They could have done black against the silver.
Mhm.
There's very interesting subtle art choices in a lot of these Energon books. What's up, 610?
Yeah. True. And it blends across the other books. They've kept a consistent style that works well with the blend with one another. And
Agreed.
usually I think this is what the early days when we were going through the G.I. Joe Transformers of Marvel in the 80s, they kind of had a consistency of artists around. And I think that made it easier for you when you did get their crossover books because the artwork blended itself to a way where you were used to that. I think modern comics is somebody completely different art style here, and then they try to blend it and it doesn't work. They built a universe and it all works
I like
together.
the grittier art style of the Energon stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
I like it a little dirtier.
Yeah. Well, it feels throwback. It feels experimental. That's the thing is that they're not going for like, I love Jim Lee, but they're not going for the Jim Lee slick look. They're going for, I think, very a cinematic approach and look to this.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chet?
I think this. Look, when you when you open a series with this, if you just read and you start and then you look at what is actually happening and then you understand what's being told just in these next few pages alone, it sets the story as to why. I mean, look, obviously the government is gaslighting him a lot, right? Like it's like you didn't see the robots, you don't know what it is, right? Then he gets caught up and like is being accused of killing like a bunch of people, and so there's this whole like conspiracy thing that he has to also fight, but it's like I don't know, it just set the tone really well for the rest of the entire, like at least through the volume one. Having to realize that, like, he says in here was just like his wingman just, his life was taken out of nowhere, and then you come back and you're being told, hey, this isn't what you saw, this is what not what you think, and so then and like you said earlier, like it's just his downfall is driven by like he knows what he saw, he lost somebody, now he's being told that's not what happened, but it's like and then obviously they control the narrative with what's going on, so he decides to do his own thing. So I think what happened in the very first part of issue one was it really you got character built and you really want, now you're invested in him and you want to know what's happening. And it's very, very often you don't read a lot of comics where you get that invested so quick into a character. So it's really good.
The first contact scenario, it's compelling. It's always it worked well for Superman with Man of Steel. It works well in this. It establishes the Transformers in G.I. Joe. Oh, come on, come get me. It establishes the Transformers in G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And then you allow for other characters to come in. Stalker comes in, right? Rock and Roll comes in. Baroness comes in, on and on and on and on. And half of these characters are hunting Duke. And they just put such a cool spin on it where they're familiar in the fact of like, oh, okay, I recognize that dude, looks like Stalker and so on and so forth. But they're not all buddy. And it works so well. They tried to put a different spin with that Snake Eyes movie. That didn't work. Like this works. It works perfectly. It keeps you engaged because the nostalgia's there, like the member berries, but everything has changed to the point where you just want to read the next book.
It gives you that, it gives you the accents of anything can happen in G.I. Joe. They kind of, there was a certain period where they tried to do with the films where it was an evil organization, but this is something can come from the stars or some special piece of sci-fi or some part of, they kind of do it in a way where the world is bigger, yet also you
like
can
Alan Ritchson's War Machine.
That's exactly
like it. Yeah.
Chet, go back a page, please. One more. One more.
Two more.
Right there where he's flying away.
Yeah.
Those are the two-piece gliders that came with the later anniversary figures.
Yeah.
I love the fact that all of these books, they all have a little Easter egg sort of nod in them. If you've been collecting Joe long enough, like you can point them out.
Yeah.
Like that's just so I could actually go get one from my Joe room, but that's one of those little backpack gliders that comes with the later anniversary Joes.
Exactly.
And we got a $5 super chat from Stillwind. Chet, you want to read this?
So boss fight could get both scales of Joe. Maybe emoji. I don't know, what is that emoji? Thinking emoji. Yeah, thank you, Stillwind. Look, I honestly, I don't see why that wouldn't be a thing. Look, people, you forget to understand too. Like if Hasbro is so gracious enough to give Boss Fight Studio the license and let them use it, you do understand that means that they get to have it's like you don't have to do any talking. So if they do that, it's like Hasbro's not paying for the tooling; they are just getting paid for someone else to make the tooling, so that they're basically getting paid for someone else to do the tooling. So that I think it is something in the future that if it happens, I don't think anybody will be shocked. Let's put it that way.
Here's the thing. There's been somebody that's on this absolute show that's always been right about Joe. And everybody keeps condemning him for it and everything. I don't know the gentleman by name, but when he says something, it usually ends up happening and everything. I would tell you that if this thought is going through his head, I would pay very well attention to it because, again, like I said, they say a broken clock's right 2 times a day. Well, damn it, where Chad is right 3 times a day for some reason.
At least 2.5.
Yeah, I don't go against what he's feeling. I think there's something to it, and it's just now. It's kind of like the X-Files. 1, 2, 3. It's adding up to 10. It's sounding like it's right, man. So I believe that might be in the works.
I don't see them getting the 118 scale because 2 other companies already have it.
Yeah.
And
unless something happens where those contracts go away, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, not to mention
6
Hyatt
inch
does it really well. So
yeah, 6 inch for sure.
Here's one thing I wanted to ask, which actually could happen too. Do you think another company whether it's, because the guy knows McFarlane's blowing in the wind and everything. Do you think that someone else could get just the Energon license and we could see it as another company that's just doing Energon stuff?
Yep.
So that I think the
Jazzwares.
same way. Well, they're losing AEW, so
They killed it
would
with
make
Halo.
sense. Yeah, they did.
Actually, they definitely killed it with Halo. That is,
Yeah. Stillwin, thank you for the $5 super chat, my man.
Thank you,
And
sir.
thank you for that awesome conversational piece.
Mm-hmm. It works, but yeah, no.
No, Eddie, you're not. I mean, yes, but no. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I definitely think that they again, the writing is always key. And I think the artwork has to, complement it as well. If not, sometimes the artwork overshadows the writing. Hey, what's going on, Toy Odyssey?
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is the perfect blend. I think they've gotten a team where, like, as you're reading this again, to me, it's very cinematic. His approach to, like, when you see General or Colonel Hawk that he's in the office, and it's just the layer of the blinds and the sun hitting right.
Yeah, it
feels cinematic, man. That's when you nail it.
Yeah, not just that. Like the panels are very cinematic, but I mean, like the covers, man.
Yeah,
the covers are so freaking good. That battle android trooper coming out at him, just a look on his face is like, what the frick is that? Like they're so good.
Do you actually have a favorite cover from Duke series so far? Yeah, it's the greatest, best cover ever. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. The whole chat agrees. So moving on. Yeah. I think they do a really good job of storytelling in the panels throughout the entire series.
Was that the broadcast energy transmitter? No, that's the mass device.
Yeah.
See, like
it's small.
Again, you just like cruise through it in a panel, but people who know are going to be like, damn, that's the mass device, man.
Yeah.
So, well.
What did you think about the introduction of Mercer and Destro? I think the whole when they said mass industries, you're like, oh man, they're tying it up. Hey, Dreadnought. I think they tied it up extremely well, and I was like, oh, it feels bigger than life. It feels like we are gonna be taking on this large scale. Now it's looking like world trotting that he's doing, and I love again, Duke's broken, but he's a soldier, and he's gonna power through it.
This comment right here just sums it up perfectly. So Crusty Old Crow says, you meet a Duke who's lost after having fought every type of soldier's fight. Then he met a jet that squished his friend like a bug. He's got to wrap his head around a new war.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect way to just sum that up. Yeah.
Fantastic. Again, like I said, everything is like, I know when you write, it's especially when you're writing comics, a lot of stuff is left up to the artist because you can only basically give direction, yet they're going to do things. I know when Josh was writing this, he was surprised when the artwork came back because it took his vision and went beyond it. And it's just, again, breaking into Mars industry.
That panel at the bottom of that page.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah,
you got fangs, you got hisses, you got claws, you got snake armor, and it's just it's all laid out right there. The earlier generation battle android troopers, lower right.
And here's the thing about the snake armor. This was I think probably one of the most subtle but best drawn pages in a long time. Is when he sees reflection of the hand in the snake armor.
Yeah, right there.
Reflect. Yeah. It's like that little detail right there is amazing, man. And it just sets the tone, It's
the way they established Destro, even in this first book, like he's the boogeyman. It's kind of like the alien in the movie Alien, where you don't really see him in all his glory until Ripley's in the escape pod.
Yeah.
you see little glimpses of Destro. You see like the side of his face. You see him from behind. You know it's Destro. He's got silver. He's got the big disco collar,
silhouettes and all that stuff. Yeah.
And just Mercer and him fighting here is brilliant.
And
I do.
Like, Duke holds it down, brother.
Yeah, I do like that what I love about what's happening in the Energon universe is to me, it's just a more mature version of Joe M.A.S.K. Transformers, like, because it's just, like it was just like Largo's just said, Mars is no joke, right? There's there's literally F around and find out real quick in Mars. And I think that's a big deal,
And that's what McKellen Arms always was. They were always that future forward. Whereas in 1982, Joe was the G.I. Joe team itself was just a little future forward. Like the Mobat was based on the M70 main battle tank, but it had this extra technology inside of it. The way that the pit was designed, the fact that they had, Flash with a laser rifle and things like that. They were always just a little ahead, jump jet packs. But Mars was 20 to 30 years more advanced than Joe was. This book takes that same premise. Well, this whole series takes that same premise where Mars is already so much more advanced. Then you include Cobra Commander with Destro and his understanding of how Energon works as a power source and a technological advantage. I mean, forget it. It just puts that perfect spin on something that already existed. What's up, Darth Mucha?
Yeah, and that way it kind of seems like there was if we could use the Star Trek, there was an episode of Voyager where like there was a tech guy that had grabbed technology and he was building things that was used from the 31st century into the 20th. And this is the same way. G.I. Joe, and way back in the 80s, you almost had a thought that there had to been some form of either future tech or an alien tech that powered all the stuff that Cobra was doing, because they were leaps and bounds more in a technologically advanced than the Joes were. The Joes were 10, 15 years. It was stuff that, was sci-fi, but not crazy sci-fi. Cobra, on the other hand, was running some stuff that was way out deep, man.
Yeah. See, and he thinks that Mars built Starscream. Here's a good comment for you guys right here. The translucent one, I've always disliked Duke in every iteration until Energon. Yeah. That speaks volumes right there. This version is the best by far for me.
Yeah, like absolutely. It's what you could realistically see happening to someone of his stature and like his history and like what he's lived through. Like you could see this actually happening, and I think that they write Duke very, very well. I do want a Duke figure with the beanie and the scruff and everything. So that's that would be peak for me. But yeah, look, it's great,
I mean, Duke's buddy Tyler just had to split. Yep.
Hold on, there's one more.
Okay. No reason to fall to pieces over it. I'm done now.
Terrible. All right, anyway.
Yeah. No. I think it's like, there's trauma behind him. It's like when we see Duke, in the old versions of him, Duke's he's polished. He's at the top and everything. You want to see a guy struggle through something. Here's a guy that believes that his government that he served for as long just has no belief in what he's doing. Yep. And they kind of send him out on his own way. He's on his own now. He's got to finish this mission on his own.
Look at that boogeyman shot right there.
Exactly. And also too, you kind of, I love all the stuff in his offices. It's the torture chamber,
Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
the Iron Maiden.
It's like it's just wild, and I love the little fire pit that's just rolling around. Like, when you walked in somebody's office and saw that, you're like, okay, this dude's super evil.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw my reel from yesterday, but Mother Slug wants to know, where's that pregnant Megatron, the garbage truck? No, that's not Energon, my dude.
Yeah. But no, man, this is the thing that and Destro. Let's put it like this: they've always had a way. I think Destro was in the written in the cartoon show a little bit better than Cobra Commander. You know, he at moments he seemed a little bit more like he was pure evil. Cobra Commander always had the silliness to him that was ripped through. This eliminates all that, where both entities of Cobra Commander and Destro are 100% of frightening proportions, and the two of them aligning themselves with one another is a dangerous duel to get together.
And Dr. Burkhart, right? G.I. Joe #1. Anybody?
Yep.
There she is right there. So Justin's asking, so Duke isn't a Joe yet in the beginning of the book? No. No, not even a little. There kind of is no Joe.
Yep. Exactly.
There's just operatives. And through all the events that transpire in these early books, Justin, it's just single titles. So you have Duke, you have Scarlet, you have Cobra Commander, Destro. Who am I missing?
It's
right.
Cobra Commander.
So
Duke,
you have
that's it.
Cobra Commander, Destro, Duke, Scarlet. Then you have Transformers. If you want to throw in Void Rivals, but that's kind of in space stuff. And they're all sort of intertwined. Throughout all of those different books, you meet different operatives. You see where Stalker comes in. The reason why they call him Stalker, because he's a tracker. He tracks Duke. Flint goes after him. You see Scarlet in there, so on and so forth. How he gets the Baroness to join the Joes. That's what creates the G.I. Joe team. Yeah, it's over the course of many books. There is no established special mission force.
Yeah, and they do it in a very good way too. I think every character lives their entrance. It's like they don't do anything on purpose, but this is wild. And I love the fact that he's framed for murder. It's like now he's on the run. Mass murder. He goes from an incident that happens. He lands himself into the point of Colonel Hawk's office. He's sent on his way. He's searching for himself. Now he's on the run. It's like you got like 4 movies rolled into the first 20, 30 pages of the book. And you're like, wow, everything is high stakes for him now.
One-eyed Willie is here, gentlemen.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Good afternoon.
A wild.
That means there's a wiener. There's a wiener in our chat.
One-eyed yellow purple people eater. Yeah. This is crazy. This is where you kind of start to see things happening. Yeah, Dr. Burkhart. Bloodhounds, right?
Yep. Hey, what's up, James? How you doing?
Mr. Lucas.
And I think too, like earlier on when you see Destro talking about, if we kill him, it brings it back to us versus like, hey, how can we deal with this? And then you see blood and bloodhounds and all that stuff in the M.A.S.K. But it's like, there you go. That's how he's doing, which is what ultimately makes Destro pretty. There's other reasons, but he's very dangerous, right? Like of understanding because of it, like his past. So he just doesn't do what his family did in the past, right? Baroness is such a smoke show. It depends on who's drawing.
Okay. Not that I can really show it anymore because of events that have happened with me in the cancel mob, but have you guys ever seen my wife in her Baroness finest costume?
I think I saw one photo where you had a convention together. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
Hey,
Joe Fan 84 says, just stop by to say hello, everyone. Hello. I'm at work, so I'll be the replay squad. Have a great one.
All right, thank you, brother. Sorry you're working on the Saturday. And then the thing that I think that Duke is that he's a soldier fighting, but constantly too. I love the fact that Duke doesn't get through these things unscathed. It's like my man is going through some trauma through his body, and that's how he's the ultimate soldier. He pushes through pain, and when he goes through the window, you're like, oh yeah, man, yeah, this dude is. They got a fight on their hands. It's not going to be easy to take this guy out.
I liked your Ethan Hawke analogy. It really does kind of Yeah, it transcends.
It
I
does.
like it.
Well, because think about it. It's like he's kind of disemboweled by his country. He's got to prove himself. Yet he's the only guy that can do it. And he
But does
builds
he
a
yell
great
red light,
team.
green light with a stick of gum?
Yeah.
Did King Kong show up in this comic?
But that's the thing. And then I like his introduction into Grunt.
Yes.
There's certain moments where you're like, wow. It's again, every character gets their own introduction. I'm sorry, Clutch. I'm sorry. But every character gets his own introduction, and then that character gets to lead in and then become its own in the book. So everyone's spotlighted. It's not like they're just a background character to be a background character.
And I love this Hawk. This
Yes.
version of Clayton Abernathy. My favorite was always Chuck Dixon's badass, like very much Nick Fury with the eye patch after the pit got invaded in Chuck Dixon's IDW run. But this version tops it. And oh, look,
Stalker. And I love also the captions.
Yeah.
I give the captions, people downplay lettering. Yet lettering is an equal American part into comics. Yeah, right when you see it, Stalker, rock and roll. It's like you name marquees on the film. Like these characters are important. You better remember them because when they come back later on, you're going to really appreciate them. That's the subtleness to it. Hey, what's going on, K-Mac?
K-Mac, good to see you. You know, we were talking about art. Now we're kind of talking about Clutch. At some point, we're gonna have a cover artist who did that iconic Clutch and Hound cover. We're gonna have him on.
Can't wait because it is my favorite cover too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Cobra Commander and Energon Universe. Oh yeah, yeah.
This gave me Langolier vibes.
Yeah.
Manny's Mean Machines.
Yeah. When I read this, I was like, oh man, he's got to fight the Langoliers and everyone else. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
This is where the artwork is great, man. It really it's done really well. I don't know.
And also give it to an artist that has his own contemporary style. I think that, there's a lot of guys out there that are influenced by the top artists and they really try to put their styles towards. And then there's artists that stay outside the mainframe that develop their own artwork and style. I think like Sean Gordon Murphy's. There's so many great artists that is like, this is my lane. Everything about this book, the coloring benefits from this as well. So like this is like when you put a comic team together, it's a lot of purpose. And if they can do it right and right down to the letterer, it all blends itself so seamlessly that you don't understand or don't have time to appreciate all the hard work that every member of the team put into it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this panel right here in the center.
Yeah.
The very first time I saw that panel, I was like, is that a Predator thing?
It's Predator.
Are they doing the Predator thing?
Predator.
Like
it very much feels like Dylan, and like
Dylan. It's more epic because it has the sun in the background.
Sure. Yeah.
I also like that he didn't remember the chick's name.
Yeah. This is Candy, Tammy, Pam, whatever your name is. Just hit me in the face and leave.
Just
but like even like
rival line.
This is what I think. This is what I think they do well with writing this though, is like just these three panels, you're like, oh, okay, I get the type of person Clutch is. Like just set it up, just set it up and then you're good to go.
Yeah, he's not like rock and roll levels bro, but he's bro.
Yeah.
He's a Chad. He's a Chad.
I did like rock and roll's appearance because rock and roll is every bit of Los Angeles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He is the sun and surf bro.
He is, dude, 100%, and it's represented well. It's okay. Chet and I both have a 1/1 scale to Baroness.
Oh, okay, nice.
Wow.
Wait, if it's 1-to-1 scale, Chad, are you taller than Zakanin?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My wife's taller than Zakanin. Come on.
That's what I was trying to remember. So your 1-to-1 scale is a lot taller than his.
Well, 1-to-1 to us, respectfully.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The MAM's 5'10".
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're again, it's like true badass. Oh yeah, obviously. Obviously. I like the technology base of the world, the location, the kind of device. Again, it's every bit of all the technology that's involved with Joe, and it seems like it's in place. A lot of times, again, we're like a military unit, but they got lasers, and it was hard to get that from that sense as a kid. We're in a point where the world, they've got like world building maps, they've got Energon, they've got robots that's changing, they've got there's lasers and weapons and all kind of like great new devices that they're running.
Well, it's like what Jeff said earlier in the chat.
Yeah,
Mars has the technology, they just don't know how to power the technology.
Yeah, true.
Better. Yeah.
True.
When you guys want to hack this, rock and roll introduction needs to be dwelled on. Was there foreshadowing at any point? They just kind of dropped it.
It was like
they didn't really do much. It's just kind of like, check it out, Stalker, rock and roll, and then just showed up.
Yet also though it leaves open though, at one part or another, we could probably see mini series is brought on Stalker itself and rock and roll. I think they left the door open for we can deep dive down the line a little bit and see those introductions and what their backstories were. And I think that was the element where I'm like, okay, we've got more one shots coming or more mini series coming out of these guys,
This is also the classified rock and roll, as you can see when he's putting his ear pro on. He's got the tattoos.
Right? Yeah. They've done a great job of blending, taking from elements from the 80s, taken from classified, taken from or just even making their own within the Baroness.
And look, I know a lot of people think I'm synonymous with crapping on classified. I always liked this classified rock and roll because he's a perfect blend of version 1 and version 2 rock and roll. I thought they did a great job with him. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, the retro one is great, but every now and then there needs to be a little bit of bringing it into the modern day, updating, but yet also keeping with the heart back of the sensibilities of let me do a little retro, but yet let me add a little something to it, define it, but not overdo it.
Yep.
I will take this one. Largo says Energon, Clutch, and Hound have a fun, goofy buddy relationship as things develop.
Yeah.
Yep, they do. They
fun
do.
Stuff. Yeah, it's definitely a buddy cop thing.
Yeah,
Justin Booth, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Good evening, Justin. Good evening.
And again, Stalker taking the shot.
What's crazy too is again, I got to take it back to just what we were talking about earlier with Duke's downfall, everything he went through, right? And then coming back and meeting Clutch only to be captured by Stalker and Rocket. It's how you're really seeing the mental fortitude of Duke eventually of just I mean, it's crazy, right? Because then he's locked up, and then he's they're back at Mars, and then you see it's just think about everything this dude has gone through, thinking he's getting rest, only to then be they just keep putting it on him, man. It's insane.
It is very Mission Impossible, and can we appreciate the fact that that's a Lamborghini Cheetah, also known as a Vamp. Right, that is a Lamborghini Cheetah. Hey, speaking of Hound and this vehicle right here, Crusty Old Crow, do you think Hound will change his look to become a Vamp? It seems like Clutch's sketchbook in #1 has to come up again. I do.
Yeah, I do. I think I think it'd be smart.
Hound is just synonymous with Vamp these days. He just is. Ever since the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of that.
Yeah,
it's peanut butter and jelly. So I think so.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Here's the one thing that I've always kind of the part from the comic to the animated series is the pit. you know, I know they got GI Joe base in the comics in the toy line, or the animated in the toy line. But as you're reading the comics, it's the Pit. And I always wondered, now you saw that in that Stephen Summers movie that we'll try to push out of our memories.
Didn't exist, but had to read.
In the deserts of Egypt, mind you.
Exactly. We'll push that out.
Yeah.
But this was always the thing that I wanted in the GI Joe line. Yeah.
Abandoned.
Yeah. I always wanted.
Can we appreciate the fact that Stalker kicked the shit out of him with 2 hits?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Stalker ain't no joke, brother.
It's
no, he's not.
Yeah. Stalker's not a joke, man.
I also like that he kicks the shit out of him and then calls him kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I'll take one. Triple D Toys. If Hound turns orange and splits out of the boat, I'm going to lose my shit.
Mama. M.A.S.K. Yep.
But yeah, the Pit, man, you know, and I love the sequence. Every artist that I've ever seen do G.I. Joe, whenever they do the breakout Pit, it's the entire boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I'm sorry, every time I see the Pit done, if it's not done this way, it's not done right. You know,
it's always this way. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But it just gives an overshadow. But I love how they're talking, and then all of a sudden, the introduction of Baroness.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, TJC, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Terry? Good to see you, brother. Terry's joining us all the way from the United Kingdom.
All right.
Others. Oh,
everyone's favorite panel.
Come on. Look at the hip. Look at
this is the advantage of having them digitally, is you get like a massive file and you can make your desktop whatever you want. Not that I know, but I'm just saying
they frickin' nailed it with her.
Yeah,
in every way.
And also, can you lead up to the point where it goes from just it's one panel, then they do a large panel scene. They take it from certain panels, and then that's how you tell a story properly.
Yeah,
you just see those fingernails, right?
Yeah,
wrap that bar,
and then it just goes to the 1-page cut, and you're like, proper storytelling. That's how you do it. Hey, fellas, hitting the like and heading into work, and every good one. Thank you, Pop Blender.
Good to see you, Pop Blender.
Have a safe day at work, man. And then again, obviously back to Mars. And
hey, Chet, your pages won't stick together.
Yeah. Well, I read it on my iPad, so it's, just right off. No.
Yeah.
No worries there.
Yeah, great. And again, light foreshadowing, everything else. Again, it's a great team effort. I love when I see. It's collaborative. People fail to realize a lot of times the artist gets a lot of the praise, but if you got a great letter, great colorist, they come in and they actually blend into a way where it gives and enhances the art, doesn't overshadow the art.
Yep. And something else to point out, right? We talk about all the Easter eggs that are throughout all of these books, all of these titles. That's Chuck Dixon's Pit in the Nevada desert.
Yeah, it is.
That is not the underneath Fort Wadsworth Chaplin's motor pool. That this is not Larry Hama's. It's not Sunbow's. That's Chuck Dixon's Pit. Look at this freaking shot of Major Blood is so
right
good.
There.
I love Sebastian Blood. I always have.
And they got the gun right
so
too,
many
man.
People they just throw him away, but freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. I think the only 2 times I think he wasn't done right in the Real American Hero. If you watch Renegades, I thought they did a good job with him in that, where he pops in and he's just a mercenary, and it kind of gave it a little bit of aspect towards this back,
Yep. Father Son Galaxy, I think everyone agrees with you, dude.
Yeah.
I think Hasbro started getting emails as soon as that panel came out. Like this panel came out, and then everyone's like, you know what? We should probably email Hasbro and get this made in a 1-to-1 scale figure.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that.
So now
this is a great shot of blood, though. This is fantastic.
again,
And
and
it goes back to
also dealing with the
establishing-
fire.
Yeah, and
When
he's
they
a
did-
mercenary.
Yes, yes. Highest bidder, and I also love the fact that he makes. You know, I've heard the term a lot of time. I'm gonna need a little bit more money for this. You know.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, so.
Oh.
Sebastian would make a great first Joe movie baddie. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think the smart thing to do is, and we talked about this before, is I think that they need to build the proper Joe equivalent of MCU. So really just building like your pillar characters, right? Do like everybody, and then you have the final outcome of the video of the movie, which is like this giant like Cobra Joe whole extravaganza thing happening as a movie after they've built individual characters up. Because like you look back at those old Joe movies, there's really, I mean, number one, I guess you could call them that, but then number two is there was really nothing that got you into the characters. It was just kind of like, and then why are they? It never made sense, and I think that's, you know, they tried to just throw it. It was like remember it was like Battleship. It's the same thing.
Kind of two-dimension light.
Mhm.
You know, they
Yeah.
were all two-dimensional, but a little less than.
Yeah, it was like whoever was show running that was like, okay, well, we just want to make sure they know that this is like a Hasbro property. So like say it really early on or do something cool, right? And it's like, you know, that was a whole thing of like the, you know, so I think there's a lot of potential to turn these into like fantastic films, but I don't think we'll see it until we might see it with the Energon Universe animation though.
I think that's when we'll see
I'm
it.
looking forward to that. But
Yeah.
Again, the Alan Ritchson War Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could have replaced the robot. You didn't have to make him a Ranger School candidate. It could have been out in the Nevada desert outside of the pit. You know, there's a million things they could have done to mold that just a little bit to be like, nah, that's a Duke Energon movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, again, I think the producers of have, you know, I know you talked about it clearly, is that we're stuck on this situation where you've got the wrong person heading the G.I. Joe brand and the Transformer brand. And while it's maybe had one or a couple of like successes that, you know, the studio element is like, yeah, we're fine with this. But as a fan, it's kind of like, you know, we're going to see in a couple of weeks Masters of the Universe. And we're going to see if they actually paid attention to the lore of the characters, to the material that's there. If you do that right, then you've got a great series. You've obviously got somebody who doesn't care and is not following any of the branding. And G.I. Joe has become a joke on the screen for that first Stephen Summers to write down the Snake Eyes. And you're like, the material's all there. It's an easy transition when you have 40 plus years of material.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to say welcome into John, Tristan, and my good man, George Aiken.
Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Yeah, no, Alex, I totally agree with you. And I think the Energon animated series is gonna it's gonna help. I feel both of those properties. I mean, Void Rivals, it's gonna bring attention to Void Rivals.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, the Transformers movies, okay, giant talking robots, it transcends cultures. Oh, hey, look who it is there. But those movies were all diminishing returns.
Yeah.
After the first one, it was just diminishing returns. Bumblebee tried the way that G.I. Joe Retaliation tried, but the Retaliation went too far, like killing off Duke. And look, I will give Channing Tatum all the credit in the world because he knew that wasn't G.I. Joe. He knew that wasn't Duke. He was forced into the role. But I believe Energon's going to help.
Well, I think because of the fact is, one, there's Robert Kirkman has a way of transcending from the page to the screen better than most artists have tried. Todd McFarlane has not been able to do that as well as Robert Kirkman has. You know,
I will say that the old HBO Spawn
that was
series
it.
that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was Keith David.
Yeah,
You know?
but they lock him into, you know, the Spawn film, and he's having the hardest time to try to get that done, because I think he understood that the first film wasn't exactly what he wanted. It was basically he was overtaken by Hollywood, and they got what they wanted out of it. I think with Robert Kirkman, the thing that has worked with him, even a little bit better than Walking Dead, was Invincible. Because Invincible is taking the best elements of the book, yet incorporating new things into it as well.
Yeah.
And yet also the violence is up a T. I don't think if you're going to get this on to Amazon, I don't believe that you're not going to get a G.I. Joe Energon Universe that's not in the same vein as Invincible. I think it will be violent. I think it will be different than I think it will pull elements from this book. So that's what I'm hoping for, a more serious version. And then people say, that's my G.I. Joe, that's my Transformers.
Right.
Bill, it's going to be in the same animation style of Invincible on Amazon Prime. That's exactly what it's going to be. Same people. I liked the fact that he said classified, you know, that's classified. I was like, get it. But I am waiting, Alex, you know, to kind of piggyback off of what you said. I am waiting in hopefully the first episode. Boom! Starscream just squashes friend. But these books lend toward that Kirkman style of violence so well. The fact that the Decepticons, they just have this fixation on squishing humans. Like they love it. It's a sport to them. And that you know, when you put it into that, you know, animated violence kind of style of Invincible, it's gonna be freaking awesome.
You know, well, you know why this panel stood out to me when I first saw it. So, like, you know, usually if you're reading, you just look at classified, you keep going. But like, if you stop and look, you have to realize that he does have somebody in his hand. And that to me is such a great callback to just how this whole thing starts. Is like, again, reinforcing what he's gone through since like issue 1 to now, and the only reason he's in what he's in is because of his friends, right? Tristan said, somehow they managed to make Starscream an even bigger jerk in these books. Well, I think what they did is they just went back and, you know, read the whole Transformer Bible and was like, well, why don't we just lean into what it was originally written for, right? It's like when you watch Ninja Turtles, but you read all the comics and you're like, well, when are we going to get the animation that lines up with the comic?
Yeah, when are we going to get the Cowabunga dude and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Speaking of leaning in, if they went back to previous Transformer stuff and we're talking about leaning in, do you think somebody's going to try to lean into the Chris Latta Cobra Commander and Starscream, or do you think they're going to do it a little different? Is Prime going to be Peter Cullen? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? I think you have to.
Yeah, I would think it would have to be. But
this
is the stuff that I'm interested in. Well, Peter Cullen's on Invincible.
Yeah, true.
Was.
If you have it, we ruined it for you.
So he went away. It's fine. he went to a farm.
But here's the thing. Look, I think that's the one thing that I will give Robert a little bit more credit on, is that I think you're going to hear Frank Walker. I think you're definitely going to get Peter Cullen.
Just those two alone would be. I mean, obviously, you know, Chris Latta's passed away, but but if you got Welker and Cullen, I would be good with that. 49er Brian, Jetfire is in Void Rivals,
and he's a good version of it too
at the beginning. But
but no, I really do think I think there's hope, because Kirkman does one thing well. He knows what is on the pulse of audiences out there, and he's seeing that, look, I could niche this out, because remember at one time too, and I know this from he was on the advisory board in a kind of like a brain trust over at Paramount when Hasbro had their line. They brought him and several other people in. Now, obviously, you can tell they did not listen to him, but he was in that. And I think we all know, I think the evil menace of G.I. Joe and Transformers, D. Bonaventura, has something to do with get him out of there. Go right ahead, Chad.
Look at the Cobra Aspid.
Yeah.
The one toy that they never freaking made in the original O-Ring Real American Hero line, but it was in the very first issue. There's the freaking Cobra Aspid again. The fact that they put this freaking aircraft in here, I was like, yes, it's all of the Easter eggs in these books are perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes research, but also takes, I think, true readers and appreciators of the actual source material before it, you know. Let's see, I'll hit this up. I love Christopher Collins Larka's work from Cobra Commander and Starscream. However, I wouldn't mind if they went more Orson Welles voice for CC as originally intended.
I like the voice for Cobra Commander in Resolute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was good.
It was enough of a throwback, but it was its own version of Cobra Commander. And I gotta say, Donna Pop says, I'm surprised Cullen and Welker haven't sold their voices to a production company like Disney with Vader. Yeah, because James Earl Jones, he did license his voice.
He did.
Yeah, and now they just AI it.
Don't be surprised, because again, I think Cullen and Welker know, just like James Earl Jones, like, you know, that they want their voices to be, because generations of people have grew up on it, and they've been kind of doing that. They did it with Barrett from Star Trek. Her voice was locked in for so many years as the voice of the computer, that she did that same work as well. So don't be surprised if that's not in the works or been talked about, because you know, every time you hear Optimus Prime, I think the only thing that they did right in the movies was they brought back and they said, no, the fans are going to have an outrage if we don't run his voice. But the fans were outraged that they didn't use Frank Welker's voice as Megatron. They say, oh, it's too cartoony. Then you watch Transformers Prime, and you're like, what are you talking about?
I still function. He's so good, man. He's so good.
What are you talking about? So yes, I think they're definitely going to have that happen. The voice actor Starscream and Transformers Prime was Steve Blum. Yeah, which, you know, that guy's voice is one of the best voices in animated cartoons as well. I think he locks in the same way with Cullen and the rest. Is like, his voice is amazing. I will definitely give that to you.
I think that Kirkman's already got it in the back of his brain housing group. Like, these are the voice actors I want to approach. I mean, look, the voice talent on Invincible, that shit is star-studded.
It's so unreal. There's so much on there.
Yeah, Kirkman, when you realize all these people. Yeah, go ahead.
Kirkman has done some good stuff, but since he took a direct hand on issue 25 of the Transformers, I'm seeing a pattern I'm not liking.
No, sorry about that, type. Sorry about that.
Little bit. But we'll let it play out.
Yeah. You know, one thing that Kirkman does do, and I think is film or its TV writing's a little different than his comic writing. He plays a very long game when he writes for comics. So it's not something that you're going to see in 5 or 6 issues. It's going to develop over like 25 issues. And I think that's the ones, like I say, in comics, he tends to drown us out a little way long of stuff, you know.
Destro will definitely have a Scottish accent because these books lean into his Scottish ancestry. Look,
absolutely.
Arthur Burghardt did a great voice for the Sunbow series and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people, they hear Arthur Burghardt when they see Destro, but they long ago corrected that and brought him back to a Scottish accent. So I have no doubt.
And I'm trying to think, it was also through Resolute. I can't remember the actor's name and everything, but he'd from Highlander. What's his he's in every Lex Luthor's voice and everything. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Yeah, he was leaning into that Sean Connery a lot.
He did very much.
Drew G, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Drew G has some of the best hair in the business.
Oh, all right. I love that Major Blood. Again, here's our true soldier taking another wound, bro. You know.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna wing you.
Yeah. Now, and about the next page is where, like, I'm really like, wow. Like, you know.
This coming
Oh, okay. Wow.
that would actually be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Destro. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
I think the next few pages are like the big pivot of this of this one, right? Which is something that
Clancy Brown. There you go.
Yeah.
This is my favorite scene right here.
Oh yes, his eye.
Wow. And it's such a great like transition and shot of it, because at one point you didn't know if actually he made it or not. Because the way this looks, like, did they already kill Major Blood? Like he's
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Baroness. Wow.
Dawn of Pops. Yeah, Arthur Burkhart, he's a really awesome guy. Used to come to Joe Fest. He did a lot of stuff with the Finest Costume Club when my wife and I were still members. My wife actually escorted him in the doors of Joe Fest 23 in her Baroness costume because he wanted her to. Yeah, he was a totally awesome guy.
Yeah, he was at the Robo Toy Show last year here out in Burbank. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, and then Tristan says you need a proper Australian voice for Major Blood. I was going to say you could go the Resolute route and just not have him say anything, but never mind, he has to.
Yeah, you know, this was the part I think there's a midway point of like certain series and certain books where you're like, okay, like it's like you write a series and it's like a roller coaster. And there's a point where you get to the top and then everything comes crashing down. This is the moments in the Duke series when the roller coaster starts picking up steam going down.
Yeah. So when we did a Neon at Night series about the Deke animation stuff, and they show Destro in his Iron Grenadier gold, but he's wearing the prison jumpsuit, and on the stream he was called Jaundice Mr. Clean. And so that's kind of the running joke on my channel, is that Iron Grenadier Destro is Jaundice Mr. Clean.
Well, it's
that would be a good. Yeah, the guy who plays Kano in the new Mortal Kombat movies, he'd be great.
Yeah, he would actually.
Yeah. There's a scene. Did you take the scene when we see Major Blood reemerge, Chet?
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, my man Stalker upstairs.
I love that pre-Joe Baroness costume too.
Yes. There you go.
That's such a great costume.
There you go.
Stay on this longer, or
no? We can move on.
No, we're good.
You want me to zoom in?
No, we're fine.
This is way better. This is a way better shot.
Yeah, that's a great costume.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's just enough Baroness. It's just enough Black Widow. Like it's a good redesign of one of her costumes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's crazy. What was crazy to me too is like everything that he's gone through, and honestly, Baroness is the one that shows him like the most amount of mercy, which is awesome.
Absolutely. Look, I think like
Murder Dogs.
If you haven't started reading the series, these are the ones where I understand a lot of people jumped into Transformers or G.I. Joe, and you know you can do that. It's an easy transition. It's not really crazy, but if you want to get more complex with the characters, their drive, their determination, their backstories a little bit before you jump into Transformers or G.I. Joe. Hey, what's going on, James? You definitely want to read the mini series, because it does shape Cobra Commander's view. It does shape Duke's. It does shape Scarlet's. And I think it's a complex. It helps the story as you're into the G.I. Joe and the Transformer issues which are still very young in point. They're under 30 issues, well, about 31 issues under it. So you can still jump into that. But I think these absolutely help and everything. It's it said, how the hell did did Blood survive a Desert Eagle gunshot? He did, though. He did.
It's called plot armor, kids. Yes, Father Son Galaxy. That was the fur missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was getting a little nuts.
Yeah. Astro Team takes off. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you want to answer this one, Chad?
Yeah, Drew, we're going to talk about everything. For anyone who's listening and not watching, Drew asks, are we going to talk about Void Rivals and Transformers, or are we just sticking to Joe's? We touched on Void Rivals and how that ties into Transformers on the
first one.
Yeah, the first one.
But yeah. On this episode, we're going to ask everybody, what do you want us to talk about next episode? And then you'll just hear my dogs some more.
Yeah. Well, dogs and cowbells, man.
Look, my kid's messing with her, and so she's talking to
her. And my man Stalker reappears. A little bit tattered, but ready to go, man. This is the one thing about Stalker that I think that served him well. And you're like, wow, he has respect for Duke in a certain way, but also he knows that Baroness is straight out dangerous too. And that's the thing that I love and everything. Yep. Yep. Tristan says Blood was an SAS too, and the best of the best. Absolutely.
Yep, he was Special Air Service. Yep, sure he was.
There you go. And this kind of plays itself out where like now Duke is getting towards his now he's set on his definitive last part of his mission. This is kind of like what they say is like, the third act of a film. And it's a hell of a third act, man. What'd you guys think about the ending of this series? And what were your thoughts upon like the setup? Because at this point, we were all reading this before we knew that, G.I. Joe and the rest of these issues were coming.
I had to make sure I wasn't still muted. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. This is like the end of the very first steps of his journey, so to speak,
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Yeah. So now we know the dreaded eye patch was caused by Baroness. I don't think they'll be working together in the future.
So now you can see why he survived, because it wasn't a straight shot. It didn't go through the back of his head out through his eye. It grazed across his face and took his eye out.
Yeah, great, brilliant point in the writing, because again, I immediately thought, I said, did they kill Major Blood already? I'm like, wow.
But remember, classified blood, the whole side of his face is jacked.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't expect that. Then when you see him come out of it, and then the classic line is, hey, I'm gonna have to double my pay for this one. I'm like, I don't know if there's an amount of money they can pay you for that, other than straight revenge. Kirkman loves.
This actually wasn't Kirkman, but
yeah,
he does have a thing for eyeballs flying out of heads.
He does. He does. And also, Josh has spent enough time working under Robert for the last point of maybe about 10-15 years. So, I know Josh personally, and I know he uses Robert as he looks up to him
right there
as a mentor,
I freaking love that, right?
Yeah.
The motor pool ramp opens, and you're like, what is that kind of lifting up? There's an APC without the tonal cover.
Exactly.
A freaking Mobat, the Sky Striker.
And the Sky Striker is drawn right, bro.
Good, man. It's so good.
Like I'm saying, every bit of it is like, wow, somebody was watching every bit of Top Gun for this.
Oh, yeah.
Speed lines are perfect on it, too.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, again, man, they did a great job of setting up everything up to this. I love the real world aspect to feel, but yet the sci-fi intrigue and the danger of it. And I love that the Baroness gets away, and we think like, oh, okay, well, it's like it's setting up more. There is an actual epilogue that they do that sets up even the stuff a little bit better. But Duke is clearly on his last part of his mission, man.
Yep. Yeah. And everything about the end of this is just perfect. Like, again, you've got all those familiar elements. Oh, look, there's a Fang. Oh, there's a Sky Striker. Blah blah blah. Hey, he just hit a guy with the freaking, the main gun of that tank. It's just it's perfect
awesome.
the way that this unfolds as a major action piece throughout all these panels.
Absolutely, and Baroness gets away, and the Baroness gets away. Again, man, great tones, and again, I love that this is the part where they start the engineers are letting Destro know that the energy source they're using is not good enough. It's over. They need more, better energy source, which comes to play in the Cobra Commander and a couple of other issues down the line.
And not to lose sight of the fact that Destro was wearing that awesome pimp oxblood colored suit.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you've got to have that, man.
Boom.
Scrap iron.
Go.
Scrap iron. Yep. And it's called back from the scrap iron from the classified, but also scrap iron from the original. It's a blend of both of them. It's not purely just classified. Brown Coat says, I read all 21 issues of the G.I. Joe series, and I'm interested in seeing what they do with Major Blood. I will agree with you. And again, this is a little bit of the Top Gun-ish kind of thing where I'm kind of reference where,
it felt very Top Gun 2 to me.
Yeah. Duke's trying to fly. And the action is, again, the artist does a really good job of just, giving us a little bit of intrigue and danger. And like we've got an air-to-missile strike attack. And you're like, wow. It's like Ken the Band says, I love the Fang. It's my first G.I. Joe toy. But man, I wouldn't want to be a mofo flying it. No.
No.
You gotta have a canopy on that, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know how we always talk about like real quick, like Kit Bash customs or something like that?
Yeah.
But like Donna Pop says, you can throw a Destro head on one of those Crimson Moon red suited bodies.
Oh, you could.
You need the necklace, but yes, you absolutely could. 100%.
Yeah, wow, you could. Yeah, that actually would be kind of cool. Yeah.
I'm telling you, take a Captain Carter body, pop the head off, throw it in some black dye in a pot, put a Baroness head on it, paint that star.
There you go.
I'll do it. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'll freaking do it.
Hey, take one for the team. Appreciate it. Yeah. But we get that after the other one you're supposed to do.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, like I said again,
though, this is like, this is
peak, man.
Yeah, you just can't win.
Yeah. Let's see. George says, I would love some Crimson Moon, but I prefer the Lord scale. Well, hey, not going to argue with you on that one, man.
Better not. I love that reveal of the side of his face.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So awesome.
It's like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And love the fact that he does infiltration. And now here's the thing that I did not expect until it pops up. The bat. Great job on this, man.
The first time I flipped to this page, I was like, what? It's so good.
And you know what? It fooled me because you can see clearly the outline on page. It wasn't until it powered up and you're like, oh man, okay, you got me. And obviously the claw hand too, man.
Somebody ban this guy, please.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Well, he said it's the Lort scale, so he didn't say Lort. Yeah, it's Lort. Which may be true.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Oh, this full page shot is so
wow.
Dude, this is so good.
Yeah.
You're like, and Duke just somehow just keeps powering through it. That's the thing that you really have to say, like, why is Duke one of the leaders of G.I. Joe? Because he powers through.
Because the dude's all grit.
Yeah. Like that's how you write a hero.
The fact that they revealed the bat where it's in standby mode and it powers up, and it actually makes good use of that claw and just freaking snatches him and lifts him. Like, that's how you got to do battle android troopers.
Yeah.
That's a perfect rollout. Yeah. In the earlier Duke stuff, like they were just an Easter egg off in the corner that maybe some people missed, maybe they didn't. But now, just the way that they played it out. And I think all of this just speaks to the strengths of everything that is the Energon universe. All the reveals. I haven't, it's just a personal opinion, I haven't seen a reveal where it's just like, meh. You know, I turn a page and I'm like, dude, there's scrap iron. You turn a page, it's like, dude, that Battleander Trooper just snatched his ass up. On and on and on and on. Jetfire's reveal and Void Rivals, etc.
Exactly.
They just kill it. They kill it.
Well, here's
Megatron in Cobra Commander.
Yeah. Here's the thing I will say is that I go to a comic shop out here out in Hemet, California. It's called Dickers, so I'll give them a shout out for it. And I talked to the owner, and he was like, all the new what's going on, JMH. He said every younger audience member that's coming into the shop is asking for, like, hey, do you have Void Rivals? Do you have the new G.I. Joe series? Do you have Transformers? He said that's the bulk of his audience walking in, is that, like, under the age of 13, they're reading these books and they're getting excited about it. So now they're rediscovering G.I. Joe and Transformers. And he said that the M.A.S.K issue, he says, good luck in trying to hunt that down, because he said, I can tell you right now, man, which I got my issue, but he was like, this is driving. He said all of the new guys are coming in like, hey man, is M.A.S.K in this one? So that's a great sign for this, and it goes to tell you that it's jumping beyond just the old heads. Now the younger guys are getting into the Void Rivals.
Which reminds me,
I'm not muted anymore. Yeah, what?
I don't think I got the issue for M.A.S.K.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I've heard they're going to second and third printings on it, so because it did sell extremely well, man. But that's the thing. And then, of course, obviously, I love how we look at Duke, we underestimate Duke yet again. They thought that, hey man, the Bat's going to finish him off, and he somehow survives again. It's like,
Look, everything that's Energon is revitalizing all of these franchises.
Yes.
And that's, it's the stuff that we want to celebrate, but, we're also pointing out, I don't want to say frustrations, but sure. Yeah. Kirkman and his team are doing an animated series. Okay. 3.5, whatever. By the time it rolls out 4 years later, that's fine. Whatever. But I mean, how long was Walking Dead around before that show came out?
Exactly.
But this is the stuff that they need to capitalize on.
Yes.
I did that reel yesterday, that stupid midlife crisis dad bod Megatron for $30 at freaking Walmart.
Oh, geez,
there's nothing else on the shelves. There's nothing else. There's no M.A.S.K. What G.I. Joe there is, it's like one retro carded classified throwaway figure.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that they really need to push. And if it does take one company getting a license for everything under the Energon umbrella, well, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, let's get that ball rolling, because at some point people are going to be like, yeah, I was into Energon 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're taking too long, and that's just something, again, it's like, if you've got the ear of the youth and everything, and they're walking into comic stores and they're asking for this material, and yet they don't, because, again, what served us was, look, before I had seen G.I. Joe, there was a G.I. Joe comic book, or a coloring book. And then that coloring book had the original 13 in it. And then I happened to see an animated commercial for G.I. Joe, the comic book.
Yep.
Then it was that miniseries that dropped on your local syndicated channels. So I was bombarded with G.I. Joe before I had ever seen a figure on Toys R Us. And then I went to Toys R Us and I saw it, and it was like, so it was everywhere. They're not doing that with this, and they've got the perfect opportunity. You want G.I. Joe to go another 30, 40 years. These are the kids that are growing up right now is your audience and your buying public for that. So they definitely have dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, like Bill says, like, I mean, that's why that turn of phrase exists. But
yeah,
if you want, like, I'm sure they all sit around in their freaking boardrooms and they're like, how do we get kids interested in these intellectual properties?
Yeah,
Meh,
yeah.
there it is, right? If the kids are going into comic shops to get these lines, you got to give them more. I mean, you just
Chad,
have
I don't
to.
know.
So they got the comics, the animated series is coming. Okay, that's 2 pillars, right?
I don't know if they're sitting around in the boardrooms asking that. Because if they're asking that question, they're not actually getting it from the people sitting in the rooms. They're saying, this is what we need to do. I think that they're like, look, man, you know, hey, we need to get into video games. We need to get in digital space. We need to stop physically making stuff. We need to just have things live in a different realm. Because if they were banking their company on kids walk into the stores, they would be bombarding them with stuff. I don't think they're doing that anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Plastic Archaeologist says they need to push the toys sooner rather than later, but can't see that happening anytime soon. Sadly, yeah. Yeah. I think you're just going to keep getting the onesie twosies. You know, you're going to get that classified Night Force beachhead.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get. Yeah.
Well, I think people are scared to talk to executives anymore. There used to be an open dialogue where you used to sit around and you said, hey, you know, they solicited what was the designers and the companies want. And I think the person that does talk up, he's gone. You know,
well, you also used to have the brand managers were part of the team that created the line.
True.
Now it's just like, well, we own all this shit. Eeny, meeny, miny, you're in charge.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. Do the part. Send Micronauts to Super 7.
Because everybody wants.
Come on, look at him pimping. Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, with the butterfly collar and the jewel
70s.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. But yeah, I love how he's just he's kind of like discarded again. We're like, well, that's it for Duke, man. You know.
Donna Pops, we discussed this at the very beginning. There's still a couple comments starred. I'm sure we're going to rehash it before we close up shop for the month. But yeah, just hang with us.
So now when he's telling them, like, you know, hey man, join me, and he goes to give the handshake, what was you guys' first initial thoughts?
I thought Duke was going to rock him. I love the fact that Destro's just intrigued by him.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's taking your best shot, and he's had like all kind of things. This man's been, you know, you set him up for murder. You basically beaten him out and everything. He gets captured. He goes through from one part. You shoot down his plane. You can't squash him like a bug, man. Just ordered the volumes. Way to go back to that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just ordered the volumes and the Duke Scarlet Destro Cobra Commander miniseries. Boom.
That's what we want to hear. Thank you so much.
Good. That's awesome.
So I did say I thought that Duke was going to rock him, but I didn't think he was going to headbutt him in the mask.
Yeah.
So I left it vague until Chet got there. But I mean, come on, man. It's like,
dude, he's
just like, what's the matter with you, dude?
After reading this volume, I'm like, I'm all in on a Duke movie.
Oh yeah,
if it's based off of this, I'm all.
But we already got that Duke movie. They just didn't call it Duke.
It's called War Machine. Yeah.
There you go. So I'm just gonna put that in now.
And strong.
Hey, don't joke about the pimp hand. It can slap you in one way or another, man. But yeah, man, I literally thought, I was like, okay, man, they can't squash this dude.
No. I just threw it up there. It's just a joke.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right.
And then we're going to send Duke into space to fight space unicorns.
Yeah. Well, you know, give some other people a line.
Space unicorns are a major threat, man.
Yeah. Okay, and the fact that he has the Cobra officer rifle.
Yes.
Right?
And then I also love the fact that it was like, you know, like even though it was stored, just like, well, I should have figured out that they were going to do the gun safety thing, but like, you know, and I just love the fact that they weren't going to just stock a whole bunch of guns with like ammunition in it, brother. But the bat is fantastic, man. And again, it goes to show you Duke's grit is that he's going toe to toe with a battle android trooper.
I loved this whole thing right here. Just like,
yeah, where he just rips its head,
Yeah.
his little mechanical spine out.
Hey, that's one way to do it. So
I'll read this one. It says, I hope we get a 1/12 figure of the Energon. The Joe designs I really like, especially the Captain Baroness laughing out loud, but we really need the figures. We're pushing off, man. I think the best thing you could do is rally behind some of these great customizers out here, because I think that's, I think once the series, animated series comes out, I could see that actually happening. But we got to get the animated series out.
Yeah. Well, hopefully somebody does it. James Lucas says it's so badass to see the battle android trooper switching attachments. Yeah.
Yes. And also, like, Duke's pulling through, but that's not his motivation to destroy the bat. It's motivation to tear down Starscream, and that is, again, a good piece of writing. That's when like he's never lost focus that he wants Starscream.
Yeah, they keep bringing his motivations all the way back to issue 1 of Duke. Stinger, ladies and gentlemen, there's a stinger. Stinger right there. Cobra Stinger.
Easter eggs, man. Easter eggs. Like any good film, they're throwing an Easter egg in the background, pay attention to it. But I love how they even
made it all squat and like smaller, like the classified one, where it's not it's not the actual Lamborghini Cheetah, like they cut like 3 feet off of it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Once you saw the explosion, did you guys think that was it for Duke?
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I didn't. I think what they did was pretty clever.
Yeah. I love the fact that now they're hunting after Major Blood has been put on to the National News Service. So now they're hunting back, but yeah, and then you've got Hawk and CoverGirl.
And it's cool how, like, oh hey, look, there's CoverGirl. It's like they don't need to give an explanation. It's just like, boop, there she is. Just like with everybody else. Here's Stalker, here's Rock and Roll, here's Baroness, on and on and on and on. Like, here's Clutch. Look, there's frickin'
Here's the rebuilding of the pit. Everything else is coming. And you're like, wow, man. And at this point, as you're reading it, because naturally, you're getting to the end of the issue. And in the miniseries, you're thinking to yourself, like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. It's like, I guess there's not going to be the formation of Joe in this one. But you was wrong a little. You were wrong a little.
Yeah. You're seeing how all the ingredients come together. And right, there's another payoff right there where you start to see how everything, like threads, it's all threads.
Yes.
Everything ties together. Like, we established the pit is abandoned. Now they're rebuilding the pit. Now you got more Joes. They're all sort of congealing together naturally. Right, there's 4 of them right there standing together, but you got CoverGirl and Colonel Hawk off to the side, and then now we're talking about these freaking living machines.
And it's like, it wasn't, we didn't create this, but we've had to actually, we know there's another thing coming. This is what it's going to be. And he's like, now I couldn't tell you before. I had you had to go through all this now for me to prepare you for what's going to come next. And that was brilliant by Colonel Hawk, because every part of this seemed like it was 100% manipulated by him, and the outcome was for this to happen.
Yeah, I could see that. Plastic Archaeologist says this Duke reminds me of that Chuckles issue. It's not as gritty. It feels a bit forced.
Okay. And then we get the nice epilogue of what happened to Baroness.
Because, hey, who are these weird people in these suits?
Exactly. And again, it plays into a little bit more where she's attacked, and she's got to jump onto the Duke scenario, and Duke now offers her membership.
Oh, come on, let's see it. And she has those freaking Chris Vectors.
Yeah. Now this was
such a badass Baroness.
This is the best, I think, plot twist I think that they did with reviving G.I. Joe is bringing Baroness into the Joe group, because that was unexpected by me, man.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say is they showed this version of Baroness before this issue came out, which to me, like, it didn't take away from how it got there, but we had already seen her in this outfit before this, and so I think maybe they could have held off on the reveal of that image. But
True. It's hard to keep things in quiet though in this age with social media.
Yeah. It's still freaking awesome though.
Yeah. But I was totally blown by surprise. I'm like, yeah, American Chavez mom. Yep.
It is America Chavez's mother.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, wow. And then you find out that Colonel Hawk is not always the kind of guy that you think is going to be running by the books. He runs some stuff because you find out it's Flint and Lady J behind the. He had two angles to work, but the one that paid itself off was the Duke and the Entrust in Duke. But he was going to try to recruit her anyways for what was it? Not one, but two Joe groups.
Yep. Back that up real quick, Chet. And then right there.
Yeah.
Right. You see the mass device. You see Tomax and Zaymont. They're dreadnoughts, like, and he's got that file on the frickin' Autobots.
Yep.
Like,
so good.
This dude, like, it establishes the fact that Colonel Hawk plays 4D chess with everybody.
Yes.
Now, last episode, we kind of talked about the Miles Mayhem thing with him. We did sort of skip ahead and show that, but this version of Hawk, he's freaking no joke. Like, he is outsmarting everybody.
Absolutely, man. That's, again, and you're right when you say, like, he's playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers around him.
Oh, yeah.
And, again, it sets up to good writing, good artwork, good universe. When you get all three perfect blends of it, it's something that intrigues you. And this is what really kind of let me into, I'm going to read G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely.
And even the fact that it shows the Dreadnoks little biker bar hideout on fire. Because that's post Nemesis Immortal Cobra Commander.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's great the way everything just meshes together so well.
Yeah. It's almost like, when they do shared universes, like when they did, like Chet was saying about the Marvel Universe, this was approached in the same way. It's a shared universe. If this was the idea that Robert Kirkman was sitting on when he was in those Paramount offices, for shame on Paramount, because this was the pathway for G.I. Joe to come back.
And all of this, Joe, Transformers, M.A.S.K, all of these different corners of Energon could have easily been the same thing that the Mission Impossible franchise is.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It's just it sucks because at the root of it, I don't think there's enough respect given to these properties where they're just like, it's just G.I. Joe, just make it light and stupid. It's like, no, don't make it light and stupid. Like, make it serious, give it real stakes. It's like, but you got like this silent ninja dude and like a night visor and another ninja dude in white, and that's all they know. There's a guy named Duke, there's a chick named Scarlet, she's got red hair, and then there's a couple of ninja assholes running around. It's like, no, man, you gotta water that seed. You gotta let it grow.
Well, I think it's also too, D. Bonaventura is obviously a person who was stuck in the 80s, and I think his mindset is towards that. And I think you need to have younger creators come in that are different. The director of Rise of the Beast for Transformers movie thought of it in a different way. Yeah, thought of it in a different way and revitalized the franchise from what had been done. And he took a different angle of Beast Wars. And so I think that the problem is when you have executives in the room that are like 65 and 70, and they believe this is what, you're not going to get that thought process of how do we move this? Robert Kirkman's still in I believe he's in his late 40s now. But his mindset is still to the point where it's not the 80s. We've done the 80s. We've seen those versions of G.I. Joe and Transformers. How do we actually move this up and move these characters? The Walking Dead is nothing more than Night of the Living Dead, just told through his actual lens.
Yep.
revitalized it other than what George Romero was doing with the franchises and everything.
Mhm.
So that's the process, is that you need younger, different views in different ways to push these products and push these characters forward.
Yeah, you got to have fresh ideas, right? You
Yes.
don't get from the Super NES. I'm going to go off the reservation with this. You don't go from the NES in what 85 to
Yeah.
the Switch 2
Yeah.
by doing the same shit all the time. Like you just can't do it. I mean, look at cell phones.
Yeah.
Mother Slug is asking, do you think Energon would be the same if the 87 movie did kill Duke? No. It could. Well, I don't think it would matter.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I see where you're going, Mother Slug, because yes, Energon does pull a lot of stuff from the 87 animated movie and puts a new spin on it with Cobra Law and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I think you need Duke. I think you have to establish the one soldier of fortune kind of
He's the
guy
anchor.
that you definitely need. Yeah. So I don't know if I know that Stalker, is just as good as a character in the comics, not on the animated front. I know that's beyond a lot of people's mindset, because of the fact in the book he's a completely different character than the subtle background character he's always been. But Duke is the one that you built 40 years of legacy on. So you take that character, you offer him to a new generation, new iteration that you haven't seen.
Yep.
And then in the mindset 30, 40 years from today, well, that's my Duke,
Yeah. And that's, I believe that's where the associations of the Alan Ritchson War Machine and,
Yes.
Duke and, oh, hey, this is the Duke Energon movie kind of come into play, because they both don't know how to quit.
Yeah.
And like Duke just keeps going and going and going, and he just keeps finding a way. And it's the same with Alan Ritchson's character. Like, I'm going to cross that line. I'm going to cross that line. I'm going to cross that. That's all he does. That's just the motivation throughout the whole thing. And I saw a lot of like Duke's integrity, and presence and spirit and all that stuff in that character.
And if you hadn't seen, did actually know that the Energon book, the Duke books were out there, you would think that this was one off where somebody had watched War Machine first and taken and putting Duke into a film like that, because even his look is kind of very similar with the the beige look and everything. This kind of makes you feel like it's Duke. So if they were able to do that in War Machine, the guys over at Paramount need to start really thinking about some stuff.
They got to pay attention.
Yeah, I don't like Duke, but all honesty, I like Flint more. His tone and look to me was better, my opinion. Okay.
That's the beauty of G.I. Joe, is that somebody's always going to have a favorite character that isn't somebody else's.
Exactly.
I mean, mine's Lowlight, always has been, always will be. And people are like, Lowlight's a supporting character. I was like, I don't care. This is what I was actually making the face about. I don't. Anybody want to get into that?
Okay.
No?
I'm interested to know what you guys think. The big reveal a few issues ago with Colonel Hawk. But that is, if you guys are completely current with the G.I. Joe series, I don't want to spoil anything. We can get it. This is what we're supposed to do, is we're gonna talk. Chet, you want to roll it first?
I'm not this caught up on this.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't want to tell you. You do it if you want to. I don't want to talk about this yet.
Okay, here's the thing. Because this was Brown Coat, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a pin on it. This is where we're gonna put a pin on it, because there are a lot of people that, again, it's a comic book reading club. So we don't want to knock it out, but if you want to hit us up in the Discord or something, then we'll talk to you privately about it. But if you want to talk about it here, we've got a couple of episodes to go through before we can get into this one.
Yeah,
because it is good.
I think that if we crack this nut, some people are going to be like, "What the?"
Yeah,
they're
it's a good one though, man. It's a great question to ask. We've got a syndicate, the Discord, the syndicate Discord. If you go over there, hit us up. We're actually going to do an actual Energon War Room section on there, and you can put your thoughts and theories and everything else, and
Yeah,
we'll
all the
discuss
links
it
are in the
there.
description.
Yeah, we'll do it there.
Yeah,
But that's a good one, man. Yeah, that's a good one.
Donna Pops, I gotta agree with you, man. Of all the first sergeants I've ever known, Duke would be my favorite first sergeant ever.
Yeah, right.
Coming from a retired master sergeant. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Like
Boom.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Zarkane. Yep, there you go. There you go. All right, my slug says, well, my favorite Joe was Dusty. I love Dusty, but with just saying higher up characters, Flint was my kind of Joe over Duke. Look, I like both of the characters. I think that Flint offered a little bit more than what Duke was, because obviously second season was more about Flint than it was Duke. So, but
they're different cogs in the same wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all part of the big green machine, and it's just like one's a warrant officer, one's a first sergeant. Totally different jobs, different roles, different responsibilities. It's apples and oranges.
Zarkanian for the win. Chad, I'm glad that we let Steve go, man, because Zarkanian's busting his butt, man. Steve was never this good, man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Zakanin, Jeffy, like all my peeps over in Chat Hole Land. They're Johnny on the spot.
Bunch of love to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dusty was a blue falcon. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he was a little buddy effer. Yeah, he sure was.
All right, so now, like I said again, we're getting ready to the close out of this, but always fun to have you guys in here for this once a month kind of thing. We've got a couple of places that we're going to be that we're going to tell you in about a second, but here's the option that we do. We asked you guys, what do you want to see next month? What do you guys want to see next month? So,
while they chew on that,
I
gotta hit a couple of starred things.
Go right ahead, man. Let's roll that down
to come back around. So first of all, Sneaky Figures,
my man.
Welcome to the chat holes, my man.
Thank you.
I don't have the Wolverines. Hell yeah, I'll fire that out tomorrow for you.
He is on our Discord too. Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, he just like rejects it now because you don't have the Wolverines. He's like, no,
no, come on, look, I'll even do it for you. Wolverines, hell yeah.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I'll play you the real deal tomorrow when we talk about Sergeant Savage.
I know. I can't wait for that one, brother.
I have all my toys already piled up and ready to go. Like you can see
hit you up like, man,
behind me.
If you get bored, pop me in, coach.
Yeah. All right. Ken the Band says, don't worry, Hasbros. Those are the brand loyalists.
We know.
Lenny is creating a new military line at Boss Fight. It's a secret agency of British hair metal operatives that ride bikes, codenamed the British Cigarettes.
You know what? That sounds like that could be real.
I'm in.
That sounds like that could be real. Actually, you know what, bro? You might be joking, but I might buy that line. The British cigarettes.
It's just awesome. That was an awesome comment.
Ken, go over right now and copyright that, because I think you're going to be in trouble. Somebody's doing that one.
Yeah. At FAGs. 80s Joe says Kirk Bazigian said customizers are the future of G.I. Joe.
Yes. Absolutely.
Fans do the best work.
Yeah.
Period. Independent toy creators, independent toy lines are doing the best stuff. They're running circles around everybody. So.
Absolutely.
Because that comes from a place of passion versus bottom line. Independent toy creators aren't looking at spreadsheets going, no, they just want more Snake Eyes. Let's give them caramel crunch Snake Eyes. They're like, what's cool that's never been made? Oh, the freaking steel kaiju. I'm going to make a 30-inch steel kaiju. Cool. Then you get a cease and desist. Pricks.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. If we got a second, let's break this down too. Why do you think that there is so much pushback? And is it prefabricated in your mind that's not really fans out there? And it's like a certain like Kevin Durant, basketball player, he has a burner account that he constantly uses. And I'm almost thinking, because it's like with the Action Force and the G.I. Joe, and there's guys like, hey, I'm hardcore, but I know plenty of people that collect both lines and have zero problem with it. Do you think that's something that it's like controlled by corporate, that they are throwing in that clout to make everyone kind of have a fight between one another that's really non-existent?
Well, I think it's 6 in one hand, half dozen in another. Hasbro is notorious for not knowing what IPs they own.
Yeah, true.
I think when you get a little too close to home with like doing something from Joe, like a Steel Kaiju, they're going to be like, wait a second, that's G.I. Joe. We own that. But when you get into like Cops or Visionaries or like their more obscure stuff, they're like, is that ours? No, I don't, is that Mattel's? Like, we don't know what we own. You know, that's just my observation, because there are a lot of companies that are doing, look at the Skeletron stuff, look at some of the other companies where, you're doing red shadows. You're just not calling them red shadows, you know?
Exactly. Love the
Hasbro owns that. Hasbro owns that, you know?
Fresh Monkey Fiction, a lot of stuff, a little bit of similarities.
Yeah. Fresh Monkey Fiction is all homage.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
We're not stealing their homages. But, you know, just because you put the Baron Ironblood helmet with a different figure, but you get both figures and you just swap their shit.
There you go. Yeah. That's what it is, because sometimes it seems to me that it is like an underlying, it's not really kind of fandom, because when I go, like we were at the SoCal Joe show, and as many of G.I. Joe's, like, you know, hey, G.I. Joe, Action Force in the room, they're going to fight one, and that doesn't happen. It's mostly guys like, oh no, bro, I got that figure too. And I think it's more like diffused by corporations that want everyone to be upset, but it's not really kind of happening with fans.
That's
really.
Action Force right there.
Yeah.
Right? There's Action Force. There's freaking Real American Hero Collection, Built to Rule, freaking Sergeant Savage. Like it's all the same, you know, breadbasket. It's all the same.
That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Chet, what's your thoughts, brother?
On what specifically?
Just, do you think it's diffused by like corporate and it's not really by the fans?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I think that if there's any version, which we've seen historically, if there's any version of a fan that's working for the corporation, you know, bean counters run it all. So I think there's very few times you get true fans that can get their idea across in the way they want to, exactly how they want to do it. But I think what is telling is that you have some of the people on the independent scene that are able to push the boundaries more than a lot of these corporates. We were just talking about this just off seeing Bobby with the Splinter Cell reveal. Like, okay, look at that, and then go back like even a couple years, like 4 or 5 years, right? Like you're getting into this like competition that just didn't really exist, which made the Mattels and Hasbro size companies super lazy, where now you're just getting people that are producing fan first business also, but then now look at what you're getting. And so I think
the Battlestar Galactica toys.
That
they showed at San Diego Comic-Con when we were all there.
Yep, exactly. It's like you're just it's there's going to be a pendulum shift, and it's going to happen, and I think we're going to get to it sooner than later. And you know, I think we'll see a bigger rise of just independent stuff, and that's what's ultimately going to happen. I mean, that Splinter Cell reveal was insane, and then there was also like another Splinter Cell one that came out, and I was like, wait, I thought, you know, like Bobby's supposed to be doing this, and Bobby, then, you know, Valverse does theirs. And I'm like, well, that's way more detailed than this other one. Looks way better, and it's, you know, it's licensed, so it's like you're starting to see this thing of smaller IPs going to independent toy makers that they know will make it the way they believed in it in the first place. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm starring some comments of what.
Hit up the mailbag
as my dog licks my hand. But speaking of fans working for corporations and all that stuff, I know a lot of people they get all, you know, uncomfortable when his name gets brought up. But Chet already brought him up, and he's my bro.
Yeah.
When Bobby worked on G.I. Joe, he worked on Pursuit of Cobra and the 50th anniversary stuff. Like, those are two of the best looking, best produced lines of G.I. Joe ever. He was also the guy who really pushed for 6-inch G.I. Joe. and they didn't want to do it. But again, you've got fans, passionate fans working on your line, and they're making noise, and the bean counters, Chet, like you said, they don't like it.
No,
They're like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No,
Yeah.
let's do Joe and 6. No. That was the big push. Joe needs to go to 6-inch. Nope. They shot it down so many times. And it wasn't just Bobby. So, I mean, there were others who were banging that gong when they were there, and they just didn't want to do it. Action Joe Figs, what's up, dude? Let's see. So far, what Energon toys do we want first/next?
Oh,
And top 10 sexiest women in G.I. Joe.
next one.
What does that have to do with Energon, dude?
I guess to
Nothing.
go through all the comics and cut them out.
I mean, we could hit on Transformers.
Yeah, you know what?
Because we haven't yet.
We haven't exactly. I think
we all want to discuss Optimus Prime with Megatron's gun arm.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
maybe that'll get me to get off my ass and put that freaking Megatron arm on Optimus Prime before next month.
It's not.
Brother, you're retired, man. Do what you do, man. Jesus Christ, man. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just do what you want to do.
So I need to ask this of you guys. I don't collect Marvel Legends. I maybe have 15, 20 classified. It's not my go-to jam.
Okay.
Are they the same? Do they translate?
You talking about like parts for parts and situations? Yeah.
Yeah, construction, articulation, body parts.
Yeah. They're very much similar to one another. They, obviously different sculpting and situations, but you can pop off parts and everything. And
okay.
you can use
What's the over/under of them taking a Captain Carter body, repainting it, and making it that Baroness on
it's nothing.
Minimal dollars?
It's I can tell you right now, they can probably take Shooter and throw the Baron. Matter of fact, I've got Shooter and the Baroness right there. I probably pop that on. I think they could take Shooter and put her in.
That would be like the pre-Joe outfit Baroness.
Yeah, the pre-one
but
that we saw in the cage.
Joe outfit Baroness, you kind of need like a Captain Carter.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's
the pilot.
Yeah.
No, you could definitely do it. You could. The parts swap one another. Yeah, you can use Marvel Legends. You can use. Yeah, it's there. See? It's 100% there, man.
How fast would that freaking figure sell?
Oh, I think it would sell over. I think if they said they were doing Energon, they didn't do the sloppy way of saying like the mole rats and a couple of things. I think Energon would fly off the shelves because we were talking about this. I know you showed it, but on some of the Facebook groups, they're rolling the AI version of Duke and Baroness, right? And I was like, damn it, why in the box art and everything? It's not like they would have to redo the boxes. They would just have to put, different illustrations on it. But I'm like, why isn't this done? Because it's an easy transition for them. It's not that hard. It's independent companies. Are the future of action figures? Vala, Savage, Crucibles, Big Bad, Mythic Legion, Skeletron, etc. Yep, absolutely. I will give that.
I mean, even look at the smaller ones like Matt LaCroix, like LaCroix Toys, Bobby Vance from Lone Wolf Toys. Like, you want a John Rambo from First Blood Part 2, where he's in the all black before he cuts everything away when he jumps out of the plane? Done. What do you want? You want Chuck Norris from Invasion USA? Done. Yeah. You want Stallone from Cobra? Gotcha. You can get anything.
Yeah, I would say those son of a bitches over at Vault 9 and those fucking pirates that they brought to the Toy Atlanta, those son of a bitches.
Pirates.
I can't believe they would do some shit like that. But yes.
No, not Elita Prime. We're going to start at the beginning of Transformers. Elita, that's later. We're not doing that.
But it's a dope ass character though.
Bean counters are risk averse. 100%. That's why you always get Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Cobra Commander, Duke.
Yep.
I mean, that's
even when you didn't know you need it.
Yeah,
I don't need it. No.
Yeah.
The translucent one agrees with you, Chet. HasLab Rattler Baroness is a banger.
We're on the same page.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're gonna.
I think we got to put a pin in it, man, because God knows we definitely. So does the Joe community dislike mole rats? I love those though. No,
I like mole rats.
I like them too. It's just I wish that they wouldn't just do a passive version of saying it has dark.
It's a freaking lazy Toxo Viper.
Yeah.
It's not that it sucks or like I'm gonna freaking about it, but it's a lazy Toxo Viper.
Yeah,
I think
Parth Varma Wolf Spider is Beachhead version 3.
That's it.
Go to Google right now and ask Sergeant Major Google to pull up a freaking picture of Beachhead version 3, and that's exactly what Wolf Spider is.
Mm-hmm.
That's my issue with that whole line, is that you've got stuff, right, that is innovative, it's fresh, it's new, and people are into it, and you're just ripping off shit from the 80s and 90s, either giving it a new name, giving it the same name, and then just throwing it out in a larger scale. Make cooler shit. That's it.
Yeah, and it's
make
not like you couldn't do
Baroness.
it. Yeah, I think you can do that. Again, our customers are buddies out there. If you guys got any any IGs or anything, throw that up in the chat. But let us know who's out there actually making the Energon stuff on their own. They're not waiting for the corporate, because the best stuff are coming from the guys that are passionate that's working there.
Do it, son of GTO Bringer, dude.
There you go. All right. Thank you, son. Appreciate it, man.
TNT Skate, look, we love you, dude. Thank you for showing up 2
man.
hours, 16 minutes, and 34 seconds after we started.
Not to be exact, but
I love you. That being said, maybe be on time tomorrow for Sergeant Set.
Definitely, man.
Look,
definitely.
This motherfucker, too.
Yeah.
Fucking puppet.
Just in time for the outro.
All right, man. Well, we got
Transformers next month.
Yeah, Transformers next month.
I think what we'll do is we'll kind of just for next month, maybe we'll talk about some of like the pivotal parts in the story of the Transformers, like where they pop up, what the story, like we'll figure something out. But yeah, it's going to be strong Transformers. Ideally, eventually, we'd like to get it to the point where we're talking about the issues that are coming out as they're coming out. But this was something we had to tackle all kind of at once, honestly. But I think it's good. I think it's good to know, because we already have a good insight on that. So the Transformer one will be like, we get sprinkles in. You now know Starscream, Megatron. You get you'll get Shockwave sound like. So I think that's a good next logical step, and we have about 4 weeks to plan it. So
yeah,
and I will start working on the thumbnail. What do you guys got coming up? What's going on?
I'm gonna roll this down for everyone. I got to pull on, because again, I'm getting old, and reading glasses, switching back and forth. But look, this weekend, everybody out there, Ranger Stop. You guys are out there. You're in the Power Rangers. It is taking place weekend the 15th through the 17th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Omni Atlanta Hotel. So go Power Rangers over there this weekend. Next week, you can catch myself and Chet. A lot of great people. Savage Crucibles will be there. Metal Travelers, and the big key of that is Motuverse. Mega J is putting on a very big event here in Torrance, California, and he's been working his butt off, and I give him credit. My man just loves to, get everyone involved. He's such a great guy. Yeah, but it's going to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, Motuverse is going to be big. Amazon is dropping stuff off from the movie. There's going to be a lot happening in Motuverse this weekend, a ton. So
and that's the 23rd to the 24th, and again, it's at the Torrance Marriott in Torrance, California. It is being run by an app that we made over there, especially Chet was working his ass off, called Toy Hunter, your lifestyle actual collectors app. If you want your collections actually built, it's right there. You can put it all in there. How many times have we walked into an actual toy show or a toy store and you didn't remember that you had this character? Well, Toy Hunter eliminates that. It's right there into your collection. You can look at that. You can know it. Gives you evaluations. If you want to search for toys on there, you can see what's bought and sold. So if you're at a convention and you see a G1 Megatron and some guy is asking for ungodly amount of money, you can be like, no, I just saw what it's sold on eBay and what it's currently up for, and it's not the pricing. Plus, all of your events everybody tells me all the time, hey man, we're missing out on convention events, and I don't know the next convention. And you can go to Toy Hunter and use the radar function and find it within 150-mile radius, so you can get those small little actual events that you probably wouldn't have thought of. It's all there in Toy Hunter. Make sure you guys are going over there. And here's the biggest thing. There is a gentleman running a swap meet. Again, his name evades me, but he's going to be at the DFW G.I. Joe and Action Force convention in Irving, Texas and shit. He's one of the best guys of the community. his name is Chad. What night's it? No, I told you said one tote, right? The one tote, right? That we can take to the swap meet, right? Okay. Yeah, what time's that starting?
People, they were bringing their whole displays from the showroom floor. Yeah. So Saturday night of DFW GI Joe show, which is 2 weeks from today. So yes, it is. DFW GI Joe show is the 28th through the 31st, and Saturday the 30th is the old It's Chad swap meet version 3, year 3, part 3. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so the swap's always awesome. We had more people last year at the swap than there were at the creators meet and greet.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the swap was freaking awesome. Open bar.
Oh,
just saying, for those of you that imbibe, open bar, people trading, selling. Literally, some people were like, "Here, you want this? Just take it." You know, everybody was having a freaking blast. Yeah, it's doing really well. This year, I already went to Office Depot and bought the tickets. You know, the little raffle tickets.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring several of my customs, and I'm going to raffle them off. I'm going to give them away.
All right. Now that's only if you're there online. We can't do online.
Yeah, you got to be there.
Yeah, okay.
You got to be there. When you walk in the door to the swap, you get a ticket, and then toward the end of the swap, before we wind it down, I don't know. I'll bring three to 5 customs. You know, some hisses. I am going to bring a Night Force brawler. That I custom made. Yeah, so there's going to be some cool customs that I'm just going to give them away. Trying to clear some shelf space, and I think that would be cool to do for people.
Some toy swapping, and toast and some drinking. Wow, man, that's a damn good event, bro. Obviously,
and then tomorrow on my main Sunday stream,
there you go.
It's the Lord Scale Plus. Little, you know, it's 4.5 inches, but we will be discussing all Sergeant Savage tomorrow.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to go back. And let me tell you something.
Sergeant Savage tomorrow.
Once Chad starts talking about this, you're going to be at a convention. It's going to be Joe, and you're going to see that Sergeant Savage somewhere, and you'll be like, I'm going to pick that up, actually. You're not going to walk by and ignore it again. You're going to pick it up. Ooh. Oh, yeah, sure.
That kind of feels like attitude. Sure, glad Chad is going to raffle off his customs a year. I don't go.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like,
but we're gonna discuss
that. He could control that, right? It's not your fault. Like, he should just go.
You can fucking go.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't know that Zakanin wasn't going until like a week ago when we spoke on the phone about it. But here's the thing about Sergeant Savage. Like, there are a lot of misconceptions about Savage, misunderstandings about how it played into and off of a Real American Hero. And once you really start getting into that line, a lot of stuff that made it into Sergeant Savage was stuff that was from the canceled 1995 G.I. Joe Battle Corps Rangers sub-team. So there's a lot of shit that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I think for a lot of people, it'll be informative, and we're just going to have a good time. So we're not going to talk about any of the bullshit tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a little, because you guys know me. I can't help myself. So.
Bro, it's like, well, bullshit follows you, bro. It's not that you bring it up. It's just some certain bad contributors just bring it with you. So don't go into the show with that. Just go in the show and have a good damn time for once. Jesus.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Jesus.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to discuss Sergeant Savage, and then Monday night I'm having a special stream on a Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to have some special guests from the DFW show. And I'm going to leave it at that.
There you go. Make sure you guys are getting in. You can still purchase tickets for the DFW show. Make sure you guys are doing that. Moto Universe, you can pick up tickets and come through. Make sure the one thing, too, if you guys see us, walk up, say hi. Because, like, we love to see our viewers. And so if you walk up to chat and everything, if you're from the Shadowe Knows Network, tell them those son of a bitches over at Shadowe Knows Network sent us. And he'll know who he's talking about.
Yeah, like I walked up to your guys' first sponsor at
yes.
At what was the con in
it was
Game On.
Game on, yeah.
I walked up to them and I'm like, hey, I'm friends with Chet and Alex from Shadowe Knows, and he was like, yeah, those guys are awesome. You know? I will say this though. If you see me at a con, and I say this all the time before con season starts, and people never remember, I do have the real world Clark Kent thing going on.
Yeah.
And this messes people up. One, nobody thinks I'm 6'4". Two, true. They see a dude in glasses and they just ignore me, even when I'm wearing the hat. You know, people are like, "Oh, that was you." Like, yeah, that's me. I just, you know, I don't.
Oh, Chad's back. All right. I forgot. Oh man, I was scared.
Where did you go?
Where did Chad come from?
Somehow that doesn't happen to Chet myself. For some strange reason, they're like, "Nah, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's Chet's beard. I don't know."
I'll tell you what, for DFW, this isn't off topic, but
okay.
Just wait a second.
You better not come back with glasses. I'll get confused.
You guys are the first ones to see this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do have a 60/40. All right, check this out. I only made these for DFW. I only made them for channel members. Got to be a Chad hole to get one, because I can check. Oh, they glow.
Oh, yes. There you go.
They glow in the. Oh, don't worry about the dog hair. That's Callie. They glow in the dark.
That's awesome.
So freaking awesome. Yep. I only made so many of them.
Mm-hmm. So,
and I also made That's That Bullshit stickers.
There you go. That means that one thing too is if you're not a channel member to chat, you should, because there's great rewards with that. And you know, come on, you can put that in the back of your car and annoy the shit out of people when you're driving down the lane.
You can hold it. Here you go. Yeah.
You can take a picture, last longer.
I don't even have one of these. I didn't even keep one of these for myself.
Wow.
I feel like, okay, well, that again, let's go back to the Zakanian theory. I feel like you could solve that.
There you go.
Smells like winning. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's the first time I've shown those stickers.
Look, I would like to say you are Charlie Sheening the shit out of that right now, Chad. So you are definitely winning. I wonder when Chad will shave his head and beard, paint his face silver for Destro cosplay. Why would you have to shave your head and just put?
Well, because he's, you know, it's
It's
you represent the mask. Only if I can do Sean Connery lines from The Rock the whole time. Your best.
Ooh, either that or if you could do.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen would be also good if you could do those.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, like I said again, man. So Transformers next month and everything else like that. But again, make sure you guys are going to DFW Con and you know, again, walking up and saying hi and everything. The Joe community. It's always good to see people by then. Same thing when you go over to Moto Universe, come by and see us, man. We definitely want to meet you guys and shake everyone's hand and actually, you know, just enjoy everybody that's watching. You guys are making these Energon streams fun as hell. Thank you guys for doing it. You know, chat, you know, love all the time we spend with you, brothers. Same thing, Mr. Maddox. And shit. Maybe I spend too much time with Mr. Maddox. I don't know. But you know, it's a problem that you can actually you know, solve and everything. Spend more time with good people.
John's gonna run up on you guys. Run up on you.
Definitely, man. Run up.
Or me. Man. I don't
yeah.
I don't know who that's for, but
I will say this. You know, after some circumstances over the past couple of months, don't run up on me.
Yeah.
You might not like it. I'm just saying. Don't come at me with like a quickness.
Yeah. Well, also too, man, there's a con culture that you walk up to. Again, man, we're all there to have fun. make sure you guys are walking up. Don't spend your days going to conventions and not having fun and starting dumb crap. Come and have a good time because everyone wants to do that. That's the beautiful part. And you may make lifetime friends. You never know. So with that, I'm gonna let Mr. Maddox close it out as well because he does a damn good job of that, brother.
As long as I can close it out with this person. He's swooning. Hey, look, we appreciate everyone stopping by. It's Saturday. It was a long show, a lot of fun. You guys are making this a lot of fun for us. If you have people that read the Energon Universe, or you're interested, or you have serious questions, if we don't know, we'll figure it out and get back to you on the next show. But you've heard a lot here about Duke and Cobra and then Void Rivals, and then next month it is going to be all about the Transformers and how they weave themselves into this. So really excited. As always, it's been a pleasure hanging out with Alexander, Thunderous Storm, and a Chad Hole Prime. Yeah, we thank you guys all. Hang out and be on time for Chad's stream tomorrow, because if you're not, it is what it is. Yeah, Acid Rain, by the way, is my new obsession, in case no one knew about this. But yeah, it's crazy. But everyone, thank everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you all in a month. And until then, keep chasing that plastic dragon. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.